Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and this is a breakdown of the trailer for Avatar 2: The Way of Water, a franchise that has become a bit of a punchline on some corners of the internet. But after seeing this trailer on an IMAX screen in front of Multiverse of Madness, I cannot wait to revisit Pandora as it explores its oceanic region, even if I myself fear the open ocean because of, the sunlight and the voices I hear whenever I stare at it for too long. Even though this trailer is more vibes than like Easter eggs, I still want to break it down frame by frame for all the cool attention to detail already present in all this footage. It looks amazing, so let's go! The trailer opens in Pandora's floating Hallelujah Mountains, or the Amramalising in Navi. Butcher the pronunciation, but it is a made-up language. The big floaty rocks, suspended in the flux vortex due to the Meissner effect. We see 3 young Navi trot out, led by a human male. This is actually Jack Champion as Javier Spider Socorro, a teenager born in the human base of Pandora, Hell's Gate, rescued and adopted by Jake and Neytiri. He has to wear an oxygen mask, of course. Now following him are his Navi siblings, born to Jake and Neytiri, their sons, Nateam and Loak, and the 8-year-old daughter, Tuktiri, or Tuk. I cannot get enough of the music in this trailer, composed by Simon Franklin, colleague to 2009 Avatar composer, the great James Horner, the guy behind the music of Titanic and a number of great movies, who tragically died in a plane crash in 2015. But this music is just beautiful. Just 3 simple notes repeating again and again, followed by the Navi vocals of Music is simple, just enough to transport us to this gorgeous setting without giving away too much, like this whole trailer does. Then we get a close-up of Neytiri as her face passes beneath the light and shadows of the plant life. It's not just the skin texturing here, it's the use of light across different textures and planes of her face. Her eyelashes casting micro shadows on her eyelids, the way the light catches the left eye eyelashes while the rest of the eye is in shadow just to give the face some dimension, those eyelashes poking out at you. And just the smart move to have the shadows move across the face to highlight all the different parts of it. I mean, not to sound like an Avatar stan, the franchise definitely doesn't need me to defend it. I'm just saying that there's a lot of artistry in the VFX design. It's not just the technology, it's the design that's the reason this movie broke records, and a reason why I'm so excited for this next one. Now remember, the first film ended with Jake stepping up as the leader of the Omaticaya clan alongside Moat, permanently fusing his human consciousness with his Navi avatar body. And now, 14 years later, Jake's family flies to a new region of Pandora, an ocean reef called Metkaina, with a wholly different culture to it. Notice Jake no longer wears the Oloitkan collar, nor his chest band, which might suggest a collapse or a disbanding of that clan. Moving on. So the family approaches the new Metkaina region, the trees showing their roots exposed, and those roots forming the ground terrain that this new culture walks upon. Much like the Tree of Souls, it's just a cool way of showing how all the biodiversity of this planet is connected, but unlike the rainforest setting, this interconnectivity isn't hidden or buried, but exposed for the world to see. And I love how the curves of those roots create tidal pools for those Navi to hang out in. Now it looks like we can see 6 Navi of this family in flight. Tuk doubled up with one of her family members. Meanwhile, the adopted human son, Spider, is not visible among them. Maybe he got captured, and maybe that's why they're seeking help. Or they might have him tucked away so that the Metkaina clan doesn't freak out when they see him. Either way, it seems like a big conflict of this movie might be the guardianship and custody over this human son. One Metkaina Navi blows a conch shell to announce their arrival, and then we see Kate Winslet as a new member of this clan, a freediver named Ronal. Apparently, one reason for the delays was the motion capture technology didn't work underwater as well, so they had to invent a whole new technology to do it. Winslet reportedly broke a record in one of these diving tanks, holding her breath for 7 minutes for one take. I love the updated physique of the aquatic variant of the Navi, including more muscular tails used for swimmings and flattened upper arms, wrists, and hands, more adept for paddling. Moving on. So we're seeing some new human developments on the planet by the RDA Mining Corporation and their never-ending pursuit for the unobtainium. We can see a spider droid in the foreground. All of this tech reminded me so much of James Cameron's technology in Aliens, like the lifter. We see a human in an exoskeleton guiding two Na'vi in military fatigue. One of them we can see clearer in other shots. Notice that dragon tattoo on his arm. Folks, this is the respawn form of Colonel Miles Quatrich, Stephen Lang's villain from the 2009 film, who, yeah, died, but James Cameron has said that he will return via process that he didn't want to reveal just yet. Meanwhile, the other Na'vi Marine behind him, I'm pretty sure, is Corporal Lyle Wainfleet, Matt Gerald's character, who also died in the 2009 film. So either the Quatrich human form who died was himself an avatar being remotely operated, which would be nuts, or some new technology allows for human consciousness and memories to be detached from the body and remotely stored and then re-uploaded in a new form, something like we've seen in Westworld or Black Mirror, Altered Carbon. Either way, now Quatrich is a Na'vi, and the helicopters they pilot are equipped with these windows that look resistant to Na'vi arrows, which would definitely be an upgrade after we saw those arrows being so effective taking out the pilots in the 2009 film. But this video is brought to you by the Ridge. The Ridge wallet is light, sleek, and industrial. It's designed to fit in your front pocket, unlike those bulky monstrosities that make us sit crooked when they're in our back pockets. The Ridge comes in over 30 styles and colors, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium. It holds up to 12 cards and still has room for cash, so you can show up your fancy Euro collection to cashiers and other people who probably don't care. Every Ridge wallet comes with a lifetime guarantee, and they'll let you test drive it for 45 days and send it back for a full refund if you don't love it. They also have great backpacks, phone cases, and other cool gear. So get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridge.com/newrockstars. That's ridge.com/newrockstars and use code NEWROCKSTARS. Find the link in the video's description. Moving on to the next section.
I know one thing. Wherever we go, this family.
Okay, we see we're now diving with a subaquatic species, and you can actually see where that species' tendril is tethered to her. They're both so happy. Then we see the family wading into a part of the Metkayina home that has its own flux vortex effect. And I just love how the curves of the rocks match the curves of the gas giant planet Polyphemus that Pandora orbits as a moon. And you can see the star Alpha Centauri A beyond that planet. Who knows, maybe there's a richer source of unobtainium in the ocean floor beneath this reef, and that's why the RDA is targeting them. Then we see this ceremonial ritual, including the members of the Metkayina wearing special ceremonial garb, including its chief Tonawari and the pregnant Rhea, as it looks like the Iwa are in the roots in the water surface below, glowing. I like how all the members of this tribe are carrying their flames in these curved shells. Then in a floating RDA facility, Spider and it looks like Jake jump into the water. Notice how Spider's wearing a life jacket. Poor kid cannot swim. Meanwhile, the Na'vi form of Quatrich turns around in anger. I just love how this guy, even as a Na'vi, he keeps his marine haircut high and tight. I know one thing, wherever I go, this haircut is my fortress. On to the last clip.
Is our fortress.
So it looks like some battle's gonna go down in this ocean region. Large plumes of smoke rise as Jake consoles his sons. Meanwhile, Neytiri and Tuck escape a flooding facility. Oh, James Cameron, whether it's Titanic or The Abyss, this guy just loves staging crises in a flooding tunnel, and I always eat it up. Then another shot of the Metkayina, Tonawari, and Rhea, followed by Jake bearing a human firearm, but attached to a handmade strap. I assume this is all part of another battle between the Na'vi and the RDA forces. Now we learn that Edie Falco is gonna be joining this cast as General Admor, the new head of the RDA's interests. Meanwhile, Sigourney Weaver is also going to return in some unknown role. Now, Grace also died in the 2009 film, but you know, if Quatrich can return, so too can Grace after her death. The trailer ends with the one line of dialogue in this movie, Jake talking about family being their fortress, underlying the universal themes of family and what that really means. Seems like this movie's going to deal a lot with interracial adoption, something that will be under threat in this movie and definitely worth fighting for. Now remember that the Iwa life forms are not native to Pandora. They came here from another world, which is pretty clever world building by James Cameron for that that first film, proving that there are new vast horizons to explore beyond Avatar 2, The Way of Water, coming December 2022. We got Avatar 3, The Seed Bearer, coming December 2024. Avatar 4, The Tolkien Rider, coming December 2026. And Avatar 5, The Quest for Yua, coming December 2028. 2028, what a concept! You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss. Be sure to follow New Rockstars. Check out all of our great merch options over at newrockstarsmerch.com. Subscribe to New Rockstars here on YouTube for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye.